Good morning and welcome to Too Much Garden. I'm Jerry. This is the first full week of January. It is the middle of winter and it is incredibly frustrating as a gardener. One, we think of the middle of winter as being too cold. We sit around, we flip through our seed catalogs and we daydream. Plump ripe tomatoes and exotic peppers and sweet corn. Well, then there's days like today where it's actually worse. See, I might be wearing a jacket right now, but here in a few hours, it's going to be close to 70 degrees. And by 1 o'clock, it's going to be close to 80 degrees. But it would be silly for me to go out and plant corn because we still have February to go through, the rest of January and February to go through. So all I can really do is go out and chop down last year's remnants and start preparing for stuff. But that's what patience is about. We oftentimes forget that gardeners are some of the most patient people. They don't claim to be, but gardeners are some of the most patient people out there. We plant trees that look like little sticks when we put them in, and then wait 7 years to get an apple. That's patience right there. Can you imagine? So imagine we're on the interstate and we're at one of those places where two highways come together. Say a two-digit highway and one of those bypass loops that starts with a 5. Okay, and with the 3 digits it starts with a 5. All right, those places always slow down, way down. Everybody's creeping along, sometimes coming to a complete stop, usually only doing about 15 miles per hour. Posted speed limit's 65. Man, we get so frustrated in those places. Sometimes we're yelling at other drivers are cutting us off. Can't keep any space between you and the car in front of you because somebody's going to slip in there trying to get ahead. Well, we'll rage during those times. Could you imagine, though, if we planted a seed, lovingly watered it, got it into a nice warm spot so that it can germinate, walk in the next morning, and then just start screaming at it because it hasn't germinated yet? No, that's what patience is about. We invest in our gardens and we wait. And then we have days like today where it's going to be absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and all that we can really do is wait. It's just one of those things that we deal with. But that's okay. We're going to keep plugging away. We'll do what we can while we can. I, for instance, have gotten my artichoke seeds started because you got to start them way before last frost. They're the earliest seeds that I've ever started. Here in a few weeks, we'll actually even start our tomato seeds because it's a good idea to get those started. Your nightshade started early. And then we'll have patience. If we're investing, we do the same thing. We have our investment accounts. We put a little bit of money in every week, every month. If we're lucky, a tiny amount every day. We wait for it to grow. And after a few years, we get results. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The Tilly is very, she has no patience. I know, honey. I know. No, don't jump. She has no patience, but we have to have patience. Patience is a superpower. Cultivate it, and there's things you can do in the garden, even if it's a pretty day, or no matter if it's a pretty day or if it's going to be a miserable day, there's things that you can do. Find those things, flip through the seed catalog, enjoy today, have patience. It's all going to get better, and you're going to get a bountiful harvest from that tree that you plant. Loss of motivation is the loss of focus. So often we focus on the goal, what our desired outcome is, when we should really be focusing on the process, the steps that we're going to take to achieve that goal. If you go to culinary school, they don't start day one by teaching you beef Wellington. They start by teaching you food safety, knife handling skills, then discipline, organization, respect in the kitchen. They use these building blocks, and then they start teaching you how to make an omelet. If you want to run a marathon, you don't start by running 26 miles on the first day. You start by just running, or maybe even just walking. Writing a book starts with page 1, and all that blank paper can be mighty scary. But with just dedicating yourself to writing for half an hour each day, before long, you're going to have a book. The author to Bridge to Terabithia said that her goal was just to write a chapter a week. That's a pretty small goal. That's an easy step to achieve. If you could just dedicate 30 minutes or an hour each day towards your goal, those processes, those steps, you'll get there. Just like we dedicate a few minutes to planting a seed, and before long, we have a garden. Think about what your goals are. Think about what the steps are that you're taking to achieve those goals. It's hard to save $10,000, but it's easy to save $20 a week. Set yourself some small steps. Figure out what your process is to achieving your goal. Take your goal and break it down into increments, small things that you can do. And before long, you'll be there. You'll have success. Don't focus on that. Focus on the steps. This is Too Much Garden. Life is a garden. You dig? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.